This one, the Indian team would be relieved after winning the series versus South Africa. I know it's a bilateral ODI series, but it was too close for comfort. Why do I say that? Because quite recently you had lost a few bilateral ODI series. Also, this was coming in the wake of losing the Test series. So, for the general mood of cricket fans, for the general mood of this Indian team, this ODI series was much needed, and the win here couldn't have come at a better time for the Indian team. I know majority of the talk is going to circle around, the fantastic knock that Rohit Sharma played in the third ODI, or in general how good Virat Kohli has been. Remember, he's the man of the series as well, and how this pressure that they've been put under for the 2027 World Cup, once again they've answered the critics. So I know a lot of chatter is going to be around that, but that's not what I'm going to focus on. I'll come to that a little later, but I think in my match report, what I'm going to focus on is what this ODI has truly shown us. If you've been following my match report for the last two ODIs as well, on occasion that India won in Ranchi and on occasion that India lost as well, I think one thing that I was trying to convey to most of our viewers was the fact that toss was playing a crucial role. And I know some of you agreed with me. Some of you thought that maybe this was something that I was offering as an excuse. But I'm glad this particular ODI, the final one in Vizag, has turned out the way that it has. What has it really shown you? I think it's shown you what a difference it makes when you win the toss and you are chasing. I think today's ODI actually tells you the kind of effort that the Indian team put in the two ODIs played before that. It shows you that the gulf is so much when you are batting second and when you're batting first that it is next to impossible to really be defending a target. And if you keep that in mind, just look at this third ODI. It is a decimation. It's the most one-sided ODI that you've had. It's an ODI where South Africa did not even manage to get 300 and India chased it down with more than 10 overs to spare. It tells you the gulf between the two teams. Now put it into perspective. See India's performance in those first two ODIs. Tells you that how much they were punching above their weight, yet unfortunately they were at 1-1. So now it puts into perspective the ODI you won in Ranchi. How could you win having defending a total, having batted first is absolutely incredible. And then even the second ODI, it went right down to the wire and you had put up a big total. Again, I think in all three ODIs, I'm going to compliment the Indian team because losing the toss was a massive disadvantage. Now let me focus on this game and, actually put out the disadvantage and put out the gulf between the two teams. See, why is it that South Africa did not reach 300? And we talk about how easy it is to bat in the second innings, but also telling you how tough it is to bat in the first innings. On two occasions, we saw in the second ODI as well, it had a bit of a tacky bounce. The pitch was slightly sluggish compared to the Ranchi ODI, yet India managed 358. What happened in that ODI? We kept blaming the batters for not batting that well. But do you realize now how tough it is to bat in the first inning, especially when it's a bit tacky? Then cut to that second phase, 34 overs. After 34 overs, how tough it gets to bat on. And that is why teams find it tough, because the rule, as I said, I mentioned earlier as well, has changed. This is the first series India is playing with the new rule where only one ball is allowed out of the two new balls that you start the match with. Only one is allowed after the 34th over. Teams choose the one that is the most worn out, that is really scruffed up, and then batting becomes tough. So it is tough then to be accelerating in the death. If you've seen a KL Rahul in the first ODI or in the second ODI, the kind of acceleration he's done, hats off to him. With that one ball in drier conditions, it's going to be very, very tough. Accelerating in the second inning is not tough because the ball is wet. So even if you use that one ball, scruffed up ball, the ball still comes onto the bat and you can accelerate as South Africa did in those first two ODIs. So again, batting first, initial phase if it's a sluggish pitch, then secondly with one ball in that later phase. Look at South Africa today in that later phase where we were complaining sometime that Indian batters are batting run a ball or 100 as strike rate. South Africa lost 5 wickets in that particular stage. 38th or 39th over, till that time they were 5 wickets down, and even before their 50 overs were done, they were all out. Why? Because batting gets tough with one ball, with that one ball that you're using. You heard Kuldeep Yadav, he said that as a spinner, that one scruffed up ball that you use, it's going to really be helpful for you. And that also now takes you back to how Keshav Maharaj, look at a Keshav Maharaj today, how ineffective he was, because he's bowling with a wet ball. Also that ball coming onto the bat. So the turn and the grip that you get from the pitch, that also you don't get when you're bowling second. So all of these things put together, see what a big disadvantage India were playing with. So then hats off for this Indian team to have won this series 2-1. The fact, despite having on 2 occasions losing the toss and having to bat first. Let's get to the positive of this match, and I'm going to focus on this match. I think it was a very timely performance from Prasidh Krishna. I know he gets a lot of flack for leaking runs, and I know he has that tendency of leaking runs. He's done it. But today was much better because, again, bowling with a drier ball. He had to bowl with a wet ball earlier. I know he's leaked runs in test matches as well. That's his big disadvantage. But he's also picking up wickets. Second highest wicket taker for India, only after Kuldeep Yadav with 7 wickets, only 1 wicket separating them. Tells you, that he can be expensive, but has this knack of picking wickets. Now, if I'm the captain and you tell me, I'll give you a bowler who can't pick up too many wickets but is economical. On the other hand, I'll give you a bowler who can be expensive but will keep picking up crucial wickets. Which one are you going to pick? Believe you me, as a captain, I'll pick up the one who can be expensive but gives me wickets, because at the end of the day, wickets change games. Wickets help you win matches. And I think that is the ability that Prasidh has. Of course, when Jasprit Bumrah might come back, he may have to sit out. That's fine. But I think he's still a talent that you can go with in the future. He still keeps getting you wickets. Remember, in England also in the test series, it was expensive but had the same amount of wickets as Jasprit Bumrah, both having played the same amount of test match. So I think important performance for Prasidh. Otherwise, I think had this performance not come, his 4 wickets, he probably would have been pushed aside. But I think he's the one that you have to show a bit of faith with, and with time will get better as well. Let's now talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal as well. Just as it was a timely performance for Prasidh Krishna, timely performance for Yashasvi Jaiswal. What I loved about it was, remember who was troubling him? Marco Jansen. Today, he was patient against Marco Jansen. And this is a skill which has kind of disappeared with Indian batters, because, they're so high on confidence. When a bowler is dismissing them, especially with short pitch delivery, they say, okay, I'll take you on and I'll show you who the boss is. What I loved about Yashasvi, he was ready to bide his time. He said, fine, I'll wait for an opportunity. Let me spend some time on the crease and let me get runs. So a very important performance for Yashasvi Jaiswal as well. I know this performance, this 100 will not guarantee him a spot in the Indian ODI team. He only came in for Shubman Gill. Shubman is your captain in ODI cricket, so once he's back, he'll definitely slot in there. But I think this will help Yashasvi Jaiswal just be in the scheme of things. Before this, he hardly got any ODI matches before this series. Now that he's got 100, at least he'll be in the back of the mind of the selector. So an important performance by Yashasvi as well, who bided his time in the beginning and then let loose towards the end. And then Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. What do I say? Rohit Sharma, I think the situation also, I like this version of Rohit as well. Quite often we've seen him just been attacking, and then sometimes I see that so much talent, give yourself a few deliveries, you'll get runs. But he's not changed his game. I think today the situation was such, you were not chasing a big total. I like that other version of Rohit Sharma as well, where he was ready to bide his time. He waited, then played a few strokes, and then later on caught up with the strike rate that you expect out of him. Absolutely fantastic to see him do well in Australia. This series wasn't going according to plan, but this was an essential knock for him. And then to Virat Kohli. Look at that average, man. Phenomenal. He's averaging 151 in this series. 200s already. Dare I say, it could have been a third 100. It's just that you ran out of time or ran out of runs. He would have gotten 100. Totally in the zone. And what do I say about Virat? I think Virat himself has summed it up best. He says that the way he's playing mentally and physically, and the freedom that he has and how confident he's feeling, is something that he's not felt in the last 2-3 years. And nothing could be a better sign than that. I don't know whether it is an opportunity to prove himself against doubters, and often we've seen him, whenever he's put in a situation like that, he brings about his best. Maybe that's brought about his best. I don't know whether it is retiring from other formats, spending time at home, that's put him at ease. He's at peace with himself, that's brought about his best. Whatever it is, as a cricket fan, you can't be complaining. To see Virat Kohli in command like this, incredible. I can't remember the last series he must have hit so many sixes, so many aerial shots. That's not Virat Kohli template. He was outstanding in ODI cricket, even before that, he's just added another gear, made him even more dangerous. So why I don't want to spend too much time talking about Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, because I never doubted them. Even before Australia, for me, they have to play the 2027 World Cup. They're still your two best ODI batters that you have. So incredible series win for India. It was much needed. Over to the T20 eyes. We'll keep bringing you all the latest on that as well. For that, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. Give us a like on this video if you're enjoying our content. Share this video with your other friends who might have an opinion or two, and they might leave a comment on this. So for the moment, Nikhil Naz signing off. You guys have a good night.